Well, actually, I really decided to close my ears and not listen to the criticism, because I knew we were right. If you look at the smallholder farmers here, using a hoe, I mean, a poor woman with a baby on her back, struggling the whole day, and she cannot afford to buy improved seeds. She cannot afford to buy fertilizers. In fact, she cannot even afford to buy small improved agricultural implements other than a hoe. And then you come and say, that woman does not need subsidy. Then you take the farmers in Europe and North America with modern tractors, computerized, with the music, some of them I understand even air conditioning. You say they need subsidy, and this woman doesn't. And I said, no, you're not serious. So I said, with or without your support, I'll go ahead and do it anyway. But I had, if you like, what might be an exit point. I said, look, if within 3 years I'm not able to feed my people with that subsidy program, then come and you can criticize me, we discuss. We were successful, and we're right. And I think the international community are now beginning to say, well, maybe he was right after all. Of course, whether they want to come open and say, yes, bravo, Bingu, you have done well, that's a different matter. But the taste of the pudding is in the eating. And we are eating it, and it's nice. So.
Do you think that, I mean, when we talk to analysts around Africa, people look to Malawi because of that particular policy as a model. Do you think that that's really helped other African leaders, given them the confidence to say to the donor community, hang on, we know what's best for our country, and we need your support with regards to that?
I think, yes. I think they're beginning. Because what I'm saying is that as Africans, in this particular case as Malawians, we are the best people to know what our problems are. I have my ministers, I have my principal secretaries, I have my experts, I have the non-government organizations. And if all of us don't know what we want, what our problems are, and we need somebody else to come somewhere to tell us, then we have a big problem. But I like to believe we know it. I like to believe we know the problems for Malawi. I can say now without being arrogant that I know the problems for Malawi and I know the solutions, but I may not have the means.
Some might say that you have perhaps taken quite a hardline approach in terms of the buyers of tea, tobacco and cotton. Perhaps they might say that this is going against free market principles and in the long term could be quite detrimental to the industry.
I think I would say it's nonsense for anybody to say it's against market principles. Which market are you talking about? When they say marketing. Tobacco, there's no such thing as international market. The grower has no say in this. The grower grows tobacco or cotton. And then you go to these middlemen companies who come and buy. And then they behave as if they are the final thing. They are the ones that go to sell to international companies at pre-fixed prices. So there's no such thing as an international market for tobacco or cotton. They're just cheating us. And they will come and say, we are working on market forces. I ask them, which forces? There are no market forces in tobacco. They buy very low price, they sell very high prices, they keep the profit to themselves. And I've been saying, no, I'm not saying I want to take all your profit, but raise the price of tobacco for my people. And we agree. After we agree, they renege on that one. They don't want to do it.
Another area which you've been quite strongly focused on is not devaluing the kwacha, saying that it is better for business to keep it as it is strong. Under the current sort of foreign currency shortages that Malawi is seeing at the moment, is this still your viewpoint?
The shortage of foreign exchange is not because that the kwacha is not valued. In fact, people are saying overvalued. And I've asked economists to tell me what is the correct value, because then above that is overvalued, below that is devalued. What is the correct? They don't say. These are things we put in economic textbooks. They are saying if we devalue the kwacha, then we make our exports competitive. Which exports? Tobacco is never affected by the kwacha. You can devalue anything, it will not be affected. Tea is not affected, they are fixed markets. Cotton is not affected. So, you devalue the kwacha, who benefits? The day you devalue the kwacha, the price of everything, oil, matches, everything will go up for the ordinary person. Even tomatoes, the price will go up, even onions will go up. So the inflation goes up. And I'm saying that the IMF has a contradiction in their minds. They don't know what they're talking about. They talk about macroeconomic stability. What is stability? Stability is a level. The moment you take one of the parameters and devalue, that stability is disturbed. Because then inflation comes in. And they're saying they're for macroeconomics. So I don't know what kind of economics are at the IMF. Yeah. And I'm ready to meet them, to tell me. I want one person to tell me one good reason or one advantage that will accrue to Malawi for devaluation. Nobody is. So, you see, I will make your exports competitive. Which exports? Perhaps 10 years from now, if we have a range of products that we are manufacturing that are going on the international market, perhaps then the case of devaluation will make sense. But at the same time, have you ever heard the Americans, the British, the Germans, the French, the Chinese, the Japanese devaluing? When did we hear them devaluing their currencies? Okay. But they're asking us to devalue. They themselves don't devalue. I don't know. So I'm just keeping my ground, and really until someone convinces me, kwacha will not devalue.